Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic on this Tuesday morning rolls on. Saw it over the weekend. North Dakota State's track teams continued their dynasty at the Summit League outdoor meet down in St. Paul at St. Thomas. The men won the championship going away. The women boat raced as well. Each side had a multi-event champion. Nell Graham won the heptathlon for the second consecutive year. We had Nell on a few weeks ago. And Kindred's Paul Olson claimed the decathlon championship, which I joked earlier. The decathlon in the Olympics, you're called the greatest athlete in the world. If you win the decathlon in the Summit League, Paul Olson, are you the greatest athlete in the Summit League? That's question 1A.
I wouldn't say that. No, there's a lot of good athletes in the Summit League.
But you won, man. That's what goes. That's the deal, I thought. No?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I can say that.
Well, congratulations. I was joking with you off air. Are you tired? That seems like Captain Obvious question of doing 10 events in 2 days.
It gets to be a lot. Yeah, you get tired. I mean, I've taken a couple days off now, so I'm feeling a little bit better, but there's still a little bit of soreness going on.
Tell me the emotion when you knew you won. What went through your mind?
I was mostly just tired from that too. It was right after the 1500, and I just kind of laid there, and I don't know if it was Nell or Bryce or Zach came up to me right away, and I was like, please tell me I got him. But it was pretty cool when I found out that I got the title.
When you're up on the podium and you get the medal, I mean, is that just the culmination of a season's worth of hard work? Is that the best way to describe it?
Definitely, yeah. And it was just awesome because we were fighting for that team title, and just to know that I could do as much as I could in that event. We're really looking for that one, and it was going to take a lot of good performances to come away with it.
Tell me your mindset of going to, it's 5 on each day. So how is it just you're taking it literally one event at a time? How do you attack that mentally?
Yeah, you kind of have to just roll with it as it comes. I mean, as soon as one event gets done, you're kind of on to the next one. But leading up to it, for me, the 100 right away and then the 110 hurdles, I mean, those are the ones I get most nervous for because it's just once you're done with those, you're in it. But before that, the nerves are up there.
What is an event that not necessarily you dread, but like was it those running events, or is there one you're like, this is not my strongest, I need to do well in this particular one?
Well, coming into day 2, it was the 110 hurdles because I knew I had a little bit of a lead, but Rosner was just such a good hurdler, and so was Raditz. And it's not particularly my best event, so I think they both ended up making up all their points back on me on the first event of the day.
Well, you finished third, though, or that's the 100. What did you finish in the 110 hurdles? What position did you finish there?
7th or 8th out of 12.
So what's the mindset then going? That's the first one. What do you take out of that going forward?
Just kind of got to move on. It wasn't my best race. I didn't have a great time by any means, but you just got to keep going. If you dwell on one thing too much, it just kind of eats away your whole day.
So to go into that next event, it's got to be quick memory. That's done. I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah, definitely.
To have the start you did, though, that has to dictate everything, right? I mean, I know you can't win it on the first day, but as you know, in a golf term, and you know golf obviously really well, you could probably lose it on the first day, right?
Yeah, you definitely can. I mean, decathlon's interesting because it's such a long event. I mean, anybody can have a no height at any point. Anybody can no mark a shot put or a discus or have just one bad race, fall on the hurdles. Like there's so much that can go wrong. You just have to, you can't dwell on anything. Even if you have a great day, if you have a bad day, you just got to keep going.
Was there an event that you surprised yourself? Like, wow, I performed way better even than I even thought.
Probably high jump.
Tell us about that.
Well, so 210 was kind of the mark I was trying to hit all year. That's typically what the regional mark is. And I told my coach about it. I was like, this is what I want to do this outdoor season. And going into the weekend, I kind of convinced myself it wasn't going to happen. I was like, just go for one last meet and we'll see what happens after that. And then I ended up hitting it. And I was in shock as soon as I got on the mat. It was a crazy feeling.
So when you look over, you already knew the height, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then are you looking for the flag, or is that what you're looking for after that to make sure it's not going up?
You just once you get over it, you kind of just know. And That one, as soon as I got over it, I was like, wow, that was surprising.
So that's 6 feet, 10.75 inches. That's crazy. I mean, I know you can jump. People have seen you play basketball, know you can do that. That surprised you that you did that one.
Yep, definitely.
What are the other events that you knew coming in, like, okay, I need to perform well here? These are ones that if I do this, I got a great shot at winning.
Well, hurdles would have been one of them. I kind of was the way I was thinking about it was the ones that I was had worse marks at than Rosner and Raditz. I figured those ones are the ones I'm going to need to minimize the damage on, and I did it well on some of them, but hurdles wasn't great. But a lot of them I ended up doing a little bit better than I was hoping for, or right at where I was hoping for, and I just kind of not let them get as much on me as they could.
The crazy part to me, Paul, is you got to be good in pretty much a little bit of everything. You don't need to be great, but you got to be good at them all. Tell me about the work in that. Like, how do you practice decathlon, I guess is the question.
Well, our coach does a great job. Shout out Jackson Shep. He's a great coach for us, but he plans it out so that we end up doing a couple events per day.
Okay.
We'll warm up with something, do a couple drills, and then we'll get into it. And then at the end of the day, we might have a workout for running, something like that. It's hard to balance, but you just kind of got to pick and choose the ones that you need the most work on, what you need the least work on, and how to balance everything while staying healthy.
So, like pole vault, javelin, discus, those are those are not traditional athletic moves. So is that just practice and getting good and what you need to be at those?
Yeah, that's just a lot of those ones are about as many reps as you can. Pole vault's a little bit different because it's just there's a lot that goes into that one, but especially the throws, it's just you got to get reps in. You got to just do it.
Now, I want to take everybody back a couple years after the basketball season ended with you at Kindred after in 2022. You just decided to go and do track. Take us back to that because then before we knew it, you were setting a North Dakota record in the high jump.
Yeah, that was a crazy time too. I mean, I got done with the senior year and I was bummed we didn't win, obviously, but I was kind of thinking, oh, it's not my last basketball game ever. Play somewhere next year and I'll have more to go. But after that first high jump at NDSU for the high school meet, it was kind of my train of thought switched and I was like, huh, maybe I could do this.
And then they offered you, was it there or like the next week after, a scholarship on that?
It was the next week sometime. I talked to Stevie a little bit, and then eventually came on campus, and then I loved it.
I remember because we talked, yeah, we had you on the show a couple years ago when this happened, and literally this all happened in what, like 3 weeks that you went from playing maybe playing college basketball to now you're going to be a track athlete in college.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick turnaround. I don't know. I just as soon as I got to campus and went on that visit, I just loved it, and I was like, this is where I want to be.
And now two years later, you're a decathlon champ. I mean, if I would have told you that when you last talked, would you even believe that?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, that was crazy.
So the season's not done. We talked about this off air. You qualified for the West Regional. Tell us about that next weekend in Arkansas.
Yeah, so there will be a few of us from NDSU going down there, and I don't know exactly what the schedule looks like, but there's a few pole vaulters, a couple throwers, and then a couple high jumpers. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully get some good weather to compete again, like we did at the Summit League Championships. And yeah.
Have you let your mind go to that? Okay, if I uncork another one, then I'm going to Oregon. I can go to Eugene. Have you let your mind go there yet?
Not really. No, I'm trying to keep it a little bit tamer. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna have fun with it though. That's all I know.
Do you know? Is there a certain height? If I don't even get here, there's no way I can make it.
It's gonna be at least 7 foot or 7'1", I think. Can't imagine it would be any lower.
Have you done that? Have you even practiced? Have you got that?
I have not. No.
I got an email here to ask you, when's the last time you laced them up and played basketball? And can you still play? I'm assuming the answer is yes.
Once in a while. I don't do it a whole lot in the season. I don't want to. It's not worth it to risk an ankle turn or an ACL or anything like that. But in the off season, this summer we'll lace it up and go back out to Kindred and play with some of the guys.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It was a big part of my high school life, and it's kind of just stopped pretty abruptly. But yeah, we still get out once in a while. Same with golf.
And people forget, by the way, you were a pretty good golfer as well in high school. That 2021 run to the championship, tell me about what was special about that group, that you were the first one ever. You guys are going to be remembered forever. That semifinal game, Paul, I'll remember forever against Four Winds, that you guys finally got over them, to beat them to get to the championship game.
Yeah, that was a Matt Pearson special.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
was. Yeah.
No, that was a lot of fun. I think we just had a really connected group. We moved the ball well, and defensively we were just always together. So having that team chemistry was really what helped us.
You still get asked about that from time to time when you go back home?
Once in a while, yeah. Yep.
Well, I really appreciate the time this morning. Put your feet up, relax. You don't need to do anything. Just, you did enough for the last weekend, man. Thanks so much for the time. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Good to see you, bud. There he goes, Paul Olson from Kindred, North Dakota, the decathlon champion in the Summit League. I would venture a guess that most people, if you were to ask out of the 10, they could probably name 3 events in the decathlon. Honestly, if you were just a random, or how would they even know there's 10 in the decathlon? That would be my first question. How many people would actually know how many events are in it? And second, what are said events in the decathlon? It's the 1,500 meters, which you just mentioned, the javelin, pole vault, the discus, the 110 hurdles. That sounds gross. The 400 meters, the high jump, the shot put, the long jump, and the 100. I know he's being humble on that, but if you win that, you have to be considered the top athlete in the league. I mean, and his finishes in each of these events, he was third in the 100. Let's see, the long jump, he finished third. Shot put, he was second. High jump, he was first. 400 meters, he was second. The 110 hurdles was the one he really struggled in. He was 8th there. The discus, he was third. Pole vault, he was third. Javelin, he was 4th. The 1,500, he was 5th. And that's the last one. Could be the grind there. Nothing, the worst was 8th. After that, it's pretty consistent. Either first, second, or third. That's how you win. You rack up those many points. That's how you win a decathlon. Appreciate Paul coming on this morning. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We got a huge Sports Tuesday on tap. We'll get you ready for that. Well, Hot Mike Raps right after this on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV, and Inforum.com.